morning, everybody. So in today's video, I'm going to make four different cookie dough recipes. I like to have cookie dough pre-made and in the freezer. I usually portion them in 12 cookie increments or so. It's more of a convenience thing for me, so I don't have to make cookie dough fresh every single time we want cookies. So today we're going to make double chocolate mint cookies. We're gonna make cookies and cream cookies. Those are the two new recipes I'm gonna try. And then I'm gonna do basic chocolate chip cookies. I have the perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe. And I'm gonna use one of my own recipes. One of my own recipes is peanut butter cookies. I haven't made peanut butter cookies in a really long time, so that's why I'm doing two basic ones and then two newer ones. So that's what we're doing in today's video. So I thought I would start with a little bit of prep. So we need these. I actually never buy these anymore. I used to buy them a long time ago, but I don't anymore. I bake all my cookies now. So this recipe, the cookies and cream recipe, takes Oreo chunks in it. So we need to crush these up. And then the double chocolate mint cookies calls for Andes chocolate, but I couldn't find that. So I figured this would be just as easy. So we need to cut this up. So I'm going to start doing that, and then we can start making some of these recipes. I think I'm probably going to start with the regular chocolate chip cookie recipe, and then we'll progress through the other ones. I think let's start with getting a Ziploc. I think I'm going to use my rolling pin to pound the cookies. So this recipe, let me just grab the recipe here. I'm going to be doubling and tripling some of these recipes, mostly doubling, just because I want to have enough. So I like doing one big baking day and making all the different cookie doughs and then just packaging them separately. It's so much more convenient. So I'm probably going to at least double most of these recipes. So 10 cookies to be double. That's for a single recipe. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break up this entire package, and then we'll use what we need to in the recipe. Okay, so there's exactly 24 cookies in here. So I'm just gonna break them up, that's it. Because it needs to be in cookie chunks, like crumbs almost. I was gonna use Oreo cookie crumbs, but I didn't think it would taste the same. So I wanted to do exactly what the recipe shows, especially since I haven't tried this recipe before. And for those that watched my Christmas baking video, I did buy a new hand mixer. So we're going to be using some of that today too. I haven't used it yet. I cleaned it and everything, but I haven't used it yet. So we're going to be using it together for the first time in this video. It is very similar to the one I already had. I am a huge fan of Cuisinart, so it's pretty similar to the one I already had. I think it is a little bit more powerful and it has a little bit more speeds to it, but pretty close to the same. I did buy it brand new. I don't always buy everything I have brand new. I like going to garage sales and thrift stores and stuff, but the one that broke I bought for $5 at a garage sale, so I didn't expect it to last a really long time. But the one I bought is brand new, so we're gonna test it out. Okay, I think that's good. Looks pretty decent. Okay, let's cut up the chocolate. Let's see here. This chocolate says it has an intense mint flavor. So I think this should work fine. I've never made the cookies and cream or the double chocolate mint cookies. These double chocolate mint cookies are different than the mint cookies that I made in the Christmas video. So please keep that in mind. Completely different recipe. Okay. Smells good. Chocolate mint is my favorite. Pretty much for everything. I love chocolate mint ice cream as well. It's my favorite. I don't want to break these up too small because they are going in the cookies as chunks. More bite size. My kids have been looking forward to me filming this video. I haven't had cookie dough in the freezer for a few months, so they've been looking forward to it. Okay, so let me pull out my mixing bowl and my new mixer and we'll get started. I just wanted to give you guys a little look of how I got everything prepared. I got all my recipes over there. All the stuff that we're probably going to need for these recipes. So now let's start making the chocolate chip. We are going to bake some of these as well, so yeah. Okay, so this first recipe, I have a whole bunch of butter set out. I was prepared. Already nice room temperature butter, room temperature eggs. Okay, so we're gonna double this recipe. The recipe I have printed off here is already doubled. So we're gonna do 2 cups of butter. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I do tell you how, I'm not sure if it's like this everywhere else, but here in Canada, on our butter packages, we actually have measurements. So it tells me 1 cup is half of this block, 1/4 of a cup, half a cup. So this entire block is 2 cups. So we're gonna put the entire thing in. Okay. I am gonna break this up a little bit with a knife just so it's easier to mix. Break it into chunks. When I do cookie recipes, I like to start with the butter and the sugar and cream them together. Most cookie recipes are started that way. Okay. Okay, so this one calls for white sugar and brown sugar. So let's start with the white. Okay, we need 2 cups of white sugar. This is a 1/2 cup measure, so I'm going to need 4 of these. 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to mix these 2 together a little bit and then we'll put in the brown. Let's try the new mixer. Isn't she pretty? It's got way more speeds than my old one. Going everywhere. I'm just mixing the butter to a smaller consistency here, hopefully. Okay, let's add the brown sugar. 2 cups of brown sugar. Take out my little men in here. I've got little brown sugar savers in here. They need to be rehydrated, so I think I'm just going to take them right out. This one's a little gingerbread man. And I think I have a little bear in here. Yep, little bear. They work great. Pack your brown sugar so that it's completely full. So that's 1 cup. 1 1/2 1.5 and 2. Let me just wipe my hands here. Okay, so for these little bears, all you have to do is soak them in water. I usually soak them in water overnight and then let them dry a little bit and then put them back in the sugar. Okay, let's put in the vanilla as well. 4 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm just going to eyeball this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I like a little extra. I just like the extra flavor. So I added 5. Trying to break up some of the butter chunks here. Okay, we're going to add the eggs to try and break up some more of this butter here. We need 4 eggs. These are room temperature eggs. The temperature of your eggs actually matters quite a bit when you're making cookie dough. 2. Trying not to get shells in here. And 4. Move this out of the way. Okay, let's mix those in. That's better. Ooh, that's nice. I really like this mixer. It's nice. Okay. Baking soda. I like keeping my baking soda in this airtight container. Stays fresh longer. So 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Okay. And 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, and 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to only use 1 teaspoon of salt because I'm using salted butter. But normally it would be 2 teaspoons. And that's it other than the flour. So let's mix that in and then we'll put the flour in. Now we need 6 cups of flour. It's a lot of flour. I think we're going to do 2 at a time here, just so the flour doesn't go everywhere, like I just did. I literally just set it and it went everywhere. Get my tea towel here. That's 2. These chocolate chip cookies are a combination of really nice and chewy in the middle and crisp on the outside. They're the perfect chocolate chip cookie, but it also depends on what kind of chocolate chip cookies you like. To me, this is the perfect chocolate chip cookie. Okay, 4. My cats are playing in the background if you hear it. I have an empty box in my hallway that they're playing in. They're being very loud. Okay, let's mix the rest of this in. Okay, let me get the chocolate chips. The one thing I didn't grab out of my baking cupboard. Okay. In the recipe it says 4 cups, but we'll see if we need 4 cups. When it comes to chocolate chips, I usually just eyeball it. Whatever looks good. But you don't want too many, otherwise the cookies will fall apart. So, okay. Wipe off the remnants here. So that is perfect. So I'm going to get a baking tray because we are going to be cooking some of these and then we're freezing the rest. So let me get a tray and we will start scooping some. I think I'm going to bake an entire tray of these because I know everybody in my family loves these. So I want to fill my cookie jar. I like to use a muffin scoop when I'm doing cookies. Depends on the kind of cookies. If it's the peanut butter ones, I'll more than likely push them down. So I will give you a final look at what these look like when they come out. Last time I made cookie dough with you guys, all the cookies that I made, I should have made double. They were all gone by the end of the night because I had people over that day too, so I should have made double. But it's okay. They were delicious. Last cookie dough video, I made turtle cookies. They were delicious. Okay. I also made white chocolate cranberry cookies. They were really good, but I think the next time I make those ones, I'll probably do it without the cornstarch. There was a cornstarch in that cookie dough. Other than that, they were delicious. I love trying new recipes. Even for recipes that I have a really good one, sometimes I like finding other recipes for them that are just fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to pop these in the oven and we will package the rest of this for the freezer. Okay, so how I like to package these, if you haven't seen my other video, is I like to use parchment paper. So we're going to take out a huge amount here. Enough for probably 12 cookies, 12 to 16 of them. That should be good. You can freeze these in the scoops individually. I find they take up less space if I do them in little discs like this and flatten them. I like to stand them up. In my freezer, it takes up less freezer space, but that's all the way up to you. Okay, and then I just close it up here. Like that. And then I get Saran wrap. There's pretty much 3 layers of protection. So there's the parchment paper, the Saran wrap, like that. Let me get my Sharpie, if I have one in here. One of my children might have stole it. They did. Let me go find my Sharpie. Okay, I can't find the Sharpie. So we're just gonna put them separate into bags here. So I have parchment paper, then Saran wrap. I would usually label it, but we're just gonna put all chocolate chip in this bag. And then I take one of my silicone Ziplocs and I put them in, and I can usually put 3 to 4 of these in here. And then I seal them up and I put them in the freezer. Sometimes I will just put them in a different bag and then I'll stand them up. It depends on how much freezer space I have. Okay, so let's package up the rest. I'm going to package up the rest of this off camera, just so you don't have to watch me do it again and again. Okay, so I packaged them. We got 3 packages for the freezer, plus what was in the oven. So let's move on to one of the new recipes. Let's do cookies and cream. So I'm going to double this recipe as well. So we need 2 cups of butter, same thing, the entire thing. I can get it out of the package. Try not to get the package all in there. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to chop that up again just to make it a little easier to mix. And then we need white sugar. This recipe doesn't have nearly as much sugar in it as the chocolate chip cookie recipe. I really hope you guys make the chocolate chip cookie recipe. It's my favorite I've tried, and I have tried dozens of recipes. Okay, white sugar. We need 1 whole cup of white sugar. Half and 1. And I think I'm going to add the vanilla extract in as well, just to try and break up some of the butter. So it says 1.5 teaspoons. So we're going to do 2. Okay, let's try to mix this a little bit. I did clean my bowl and my mixers. Let's put the egg in. Oh, hold on 1 sec here. I just realized I only added half of the vanilla here. And 1 cup of the sugar. I need to add more sugar. I forgot I'm doubling it. Yeah. Otherwise these are going to go everywhere because the butter's a lot. So I need a little bit more sugar here. Okay. Now we need 2 eggs. I think it threw me off a little bit. My other recipe was already doubled. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to mix this up a little bit. I love this mixer. This mixer with the 5 different speeds works really well. Look how well that broke the butter up. Looks really good. Okay, the other half of my recipe here. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. So that's a whole teaspoon, because we're doubling. Same with the baking powder, half a teaspoon, so we're going to put in a whole. Quarter of a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do half of that. So a half a teaspoon, so I'm going to do a quarter, just because I'm using salted butter. What else? I think that's all of the ingredients except for the flour and the cookie crumbs. So let's mix it up. Okay, and then it says 2 cups of flour. So that's 4 cups we need altogether. I'm going to do 2 at a time here, just like last time, just so the flour doesn't go absolutely everywhere. Flour all over me. Add some more flour. And 2. So that was 4 altogether. That was doubled. Okay, now let's stick in some of the cookie crumbs. That's going to be most of this bag. It's a lot. I think I'm going to mix these in with a spatula. I just don't want to break up the chunks more than they already are. This dough seems a little, oh no, it's good, okay. I thought it was a little dry, but once I felt it, it's actually wetter than it looks. My kids are gonna love these. I'm just making sure everything's all on off the bottom here. Okay. So now we can get ready to start scooping some of these as well. The timer for my chocolate chip cookies just went off, so I'm going to take those out of the oven and put them on a cooling rack, and then we'll scoop some of these. So I got out my other cookie sheet. The other cookies are on the stove cooling. So I'm not making this entire cookie sheet. I think I'm going to do half. Do half of this one and do half of a different cookie. I do wish the dough for this was a little bit more wet, but it's okay. They look delicious. There. Hopefully I didn't stick too many cookie crumbs in it. I'm sure my kids won't think that I did. So as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to package this off camera. You've already seen how I package it, so I don't need to show you that, but I'll show you how many I got in the end. Okay, so I think we're going to do 8 of this, and then we'll do some more of a different flavor. Something's telling me I should do another row and then do 2 rows of the other one. How many to do? 4. No, I'll do 2 rows of a different one. And then I'm going to package the rest of this. So I got 3 packages of those as well. Same as the chocolate chip. I'm not going to have to make cookie dough for a really long time. It's awesome. Okay, so next I figured we would do peanut butter cookies. And this is my peanut butter cookie recipe if you guys want to follow along. Okay, so we're gonna double this one because I haven't made this in a really long time. And my son specifically is looking forward to this one, so we're gonna double it too. So we need 2 cups of butter, that's doubled. I came prepared with the butter today. I knew we were gonna need a lot of butter. A lot of butter, a lot of eggs, a lot of sugar. This cookie dough will probably last, because I'm making more than I did last time, probably 6 months to a year. Just depends on how often we make cookies. I haven't made cookies in quite a few months just because, like, I've made them for the Christmas boxes, but I didn't make any for us. My daughter did have a couple of the gingerbread cookies, but I haven't specifically made us cookies. Okay. Actually, now that I think about it, the last time I made cookies was in my old house, and we tried those 2 new cookie recipes. It was the brownie cookies and the peanut butter and jam cookies. I think that was the last time I made cookies. But actual making cookie dough, I haven't done in probably at least 6 months. Okay. So I'm going to put the white sugar in with this. So we need 2 cups of white sugar. That's doubled. Okay, let's give that a mix. I washed the bowl just like last time and the beaters. Okay, got a little bit of butter going everywhere here. 1 1/3 cups of brown sugar. So we need 2 2/6. Might need more brown sugar. This is my new canister that I bought for my brown sugar. I had it in one of these glass jars, but it wasn't a good idea. There's not a seal on it, so it was getting really hard. I just didn't think about it. Okay, now let me go get a little bit more brown sugar. So my brown sugar is in a big lump, so I just shaved off a few chunks of it for the rest of the recipe here. After this recipe, I have to go get my daughter from school, so I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break in between making the next recipe, so I'll probably just go buy another bag for the next recipe. I'm laughing at my brown sugar. Okay. So that is the last for that recipe. These will soften with my bears, so that's why I am putting it in here, but I'm probably going to go buy another one for the next recipe here. Okay, let's add the vanilla. We need 2 teaspoons of vanilla I'm gonna add a third. 2 teaspoons of salt. We're only going to add 1 because I'm using salted butter. One. Let's add the baking powder. 2 teaspoons, so that's 4 teaspoons we need. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to mix this up before we add the eggs in. The mixer's shooting butter everywhere. Okay, I also realized we need to put the peanut butter in. I almost forgot the peanut butter. Okay, I am going to try to eyeball this the best I can. That's about 1. I'm using smooth peanut butter. And a half. When I make this recipe, I usually eyeball it, so I didn't want to measure and then have it be off. And that's about a half. Okay, let's mix in the peanut butter and then we'll mix in the eggs. Got it all over the lid. Okay. I love this mixer. This mixer breaks up all the butter. It's great. Okay, 2 eggs, so 4 altogether, because we're doubling. Okay, let me just put these in the garbage. Okay, let's mix this, and then I think all that's left is the flour. Yeah. Okay, now let's add the flour. So we need 2.5 cups per recipe, so we need 5 altogether. 2. We'll add 3 to start. Okay. 4. This cookie dough, it does have a somewhat sticky texture, so keep that in mind. 5. That looks a little sticky though. Let me look. Yeah, that looks a little sticky. I'm going to stick another 1/2 cup in. I don't remember it being quite this sticky, so we're going to stick 1/2 cup in. I might have stuck a little too much peanut butter. Just went everywhere. Okay, now let's put some of these out on the baking sheet. I think this is pretty perfect actually. It just enough where it doesn't stick to your fingers. So normally I roll these in a ball, but I think I'm going to put them in my scoop here. I want them to be a little bit chewier in the middle. These do spread a bit, so keep that in mind. Hopefully they don't spread together here. Okay, now I need a fork. This is how I've always done it, and I push them down a little bit with the fork. I need a little bit of flour here. Just so my fork doesn't stick like that. Just like that. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to package the rest of the peanut butter cookie mixture, and then I'm going to go pick up my daughter and bake these. And I will show you these once they come out of the oven, and I'll show you how many of the peanut butter cookie dough we got in packages. I am back and the cookies are done. A tiny bit overcooked. I was distracted with washing stuff, but they still look delicious. I got 4 packages of cookie dough from the peanut butter. So let's get going on the double chocolate peppermint cookies. So we're going to double this recipe as well. So we need 3/4 of a cup of butter. So that's 1.5. So we're going to use 1.5 of this. So 1.5. Get my knife here in a sec. Did I put it in the, oh no. I still have it here. I thought I might have washed it. Okay, so 1.5 cups. This recipe has less butter than the other ones. When I bake, I like to use butter, not margarine. Margarine is actually very bad for you. It's made of non-hydrogenated, how do you say that? Non-hydrogenated oil. There we go. Not good for you. Clogs your arteries. I mean, a lot of things clog your arteries. Okay. I'm just breaking it up a little. Okay, let's add the sugar. Let's see here. I did remember the brown sugar. I almost forgot. I was on my way home and I almost forgot. Okay, so let's do brown sugar first. We need 1.5 cups of brown sugar. It is 3/4 of a cup for a single serving. One and a half. And we also need 1/4 of a cup of white sugar, so I'm going to put that in at the same time here. Quarter of a cup. And I think while we're doing this part, we're going to do the salt too. So a whole teaspoon of salt. It's half a teaspoon for each recipe. So we're going to do half. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. So a whole teaspoon. and half a teaspoon of baking powder. So we're going to do a whole teaspoon of that too. Baking powder. Okay, so let's mix this up first. Okay, let's put in, let's see here. Let's put in the eggs. So it says we need 2 egg yolks. Oh, okay, let me get a container. That surprised me a little bit. So we need 4 egg yolks altogether at room temperature, it says. Try and do this without getting my hands dirty. Oh, I got a little bit of the yolk on that. See if I can do it without breaking it. Yep, 2. A little surprised this doesn't have the whole egg in it. Oh, it does have some vanilla extract in this too. Okay, vanilla and peppermint. I'm sure it'll taste delicious. Like I was mentioning earlier, anything mint is my favorite. Okay, let me just clean this up a little bit. Get rid of the eggs here. Okay. Let's mix those in. I was attempting to break up some of these butter chunks, but they'll get broken up. Okay. Let's put the vanilla. We need 1 teaspoon, so we need 2. 2. 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract, so 2. I'm going to measure this. This is quite strong, so I'm going to measure it. So 2 teaspoons. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. I can smell it. Let's see what else I got here. So all that we have left is the cookie or the chocolate chunks, the flour, and the cocoa powder. Oh, and some chocolate chips. Okay, so let's mix this up. Try and break up some of this butter here. Okay, that's better. Looks a lot better now. It's not so big chunks. Okay, so let's do the cocoa powder. 6 tablespoons, so we need 12 tablespoons altogether. Two, 3. I didn't want to lose count. So that's 12. Should always sift your cocoa powder. It's got so many lumps in it. You'll see here in a sec. I mean, you can sift your flour too, but I don't unless I can see that there's a lot of lumps in it. So you see the lumps? You do not want to bite into a lump of cocoa powder. Okay, so let's mix that in. This doesn't make very much. I'm looking, it says 18 cookies, but it's not very much. Okay, so how much flour here? We need 1 1/4 cups to 2 1/2 cups of flour. We're going to put 2 in and then we'll check the 1/2 cup at the end here. 2. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. Okay, 1/2 cup. Let's see how. Yeah, it's not bad. It looks drier than it is. So that's the last 1/2 cup. And then we'll stick the chocolate in there. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the other cookie recipe, and I'm going to stir in the chocolate chunks. Let me get another spatula. The other one is in the sink. Okay, so we need some chocolate chips. Let me tell you how much it says in the recipe. I usually eyeball this part. 1/4 cup of chocolate chips, sweet, semi-sweet. That's about good. Yeah, let's stick a little bit more in. And then it does, the one thing that I didn't do in this recipe is the crushed up candy canes that you sprinkle on top. I didn't want to do that part, so I left that part out. But if you want to add the crushed up candy canes on top, you can. This is the mint chocolate that we cut up earlier. And we're just going to mix it all in. I probably should have tripled this recipe, but it's okay. I think I'm going to add a little bit more semi-sweet here. Doesn't look like a lot of chocolate ratio. There we go. Looks nice and mixed. Okay, let's put some out on this pan I already have prepared. We should have enough, hopefully, for a tray full, and hopefully 1, maybe 2 for the freezer. We'll see. Let's see how much this does. So all of these cookies I baked at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the cookie, depending on your oven. So keep that in mind. I'm still working out my oven. I'm not used to this oven because I just moved, so I'm starting to get the hang of it though. Oh, these smell so good. And then I'm going to bake these for, like I said, 15 to 20 minutes. And then I'm going to give you guys a look at all the packages of cookie dough that we're going to freeze and all the finished baked product behind me here. I'll give you a close-up look. Oh, that one has a little bit of, I'm not sure what that is, probably flour. I have a feeling these ones are going to be my favorite. I'm biased towards the mint though. So when I came home, my kids were like loving the cookies that I had already baked. So a few got taken, which is okay. I think we might have enough here for one or two or one big batch for the freezer. We'll see. Might be a little bit bigger batch. Next time I make this recipe, I'll just know that it only makes a small amount and I'll have to like double, or probably, I doubled this one, so probably quadruple if I want a lot left over. We'll see how it bakes up. Hopefully it's a nice chewy cookie. Okay, let me put these in the oven and bake these, and then I'll give you a look at everything. Okay, so I'm finally done baking everything. I'm going to show you everything and show you all the details here. So these are the double chocolate peppermint cookies. They look really good. They just came out of the oven. The peanut butter cookies. The cookies and cream cookies I overcooked just a tiny bit. The chocolate chip cookies. And we got 3 packages of cookies and cream, 3 packages of chocolate chip, 4 packages of peanut butter, and 2 packages of the chocolate, double chocolate mint. So this is the mess that I need to clean. Look at all this. That is a lot of mess I need to clean. So everyone, I'm going to end the video here so I can get busy cleaning here, and I got to make dinner soon. So I thank everybody for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.